Alright, I drew an NVA action chit. It's your turn, Len.
Okay, I'm going to shoot at him.
Alright.
Okay, that's a +2.
No, you have...
Now this guy.
Right.
And this guy is going to shoot.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. +2. I rolled a 7, so that's 9.
Alright. And I got a 5, and you got a 9, so I'm pinned.
Got a pin here.
Yeah, put a pin marker by him.
Ha ha.
Alright. Yeah, I'll draw a chit now. And it's a US action. He can't do anything because he's pinned. So this guy here is going to fire at him. So he's got a 3.
And I got a 6 + 3.
Yeah, you're fine. Miss.
Ha ha ha.
Hey guys, Dave and Len here. Today we're reviewing Platoon from Avalon Hill. Yes, it's based on the movie. It is a very simple game, basically a skirmish game, and the counters are supposed to be set up on stands. We played it one game with them set up on the stands, and they're kind of annoying, and they take a long time to be put on the counters. And then we did another game with no stands whatsoever, and the game with no stands went better than the game with the stands. So if you get this, don't bother with the stands. They're ridiculous. But what'd you think of the game, Len?
Well, you're right about the stands. They take forever to squeeze them in. It was meant to be an introductory game. They figured some people saw the movie and say, hey, I want to reenact some of those battles. So they put out the game. My biggest gripe was the stream. You could hardly see it. It's the roads stand out, the jungle stands out, but they could have done something like maybe pull back the jungle so you could, a little space between the jungle and the stream. The stream's like a dark blue next to the dark green, and it's,
yeah, it doesn't show up on the map that well. It doesn't catch your eye.
And yes, it's a +2 to cross, and you usually have only 2 or 3 movement points. This can get very vital. So we only played a couple scenarios.
Yeah,
so.
We played the intro scenario, which is scenario 3. It was fun, but it's very short, and it doesn't have any fire support or anything in it, or any booby traps. And then we put together a scenario of our own, which was a pretty big scenario that had claymore mines, booby traps. Each side had fire support and stuff, and we had the NVA come in on 3 columns, and their goal was to exit units off the map into their sanctuaries, or which would give them 1 point, or they'd get 2 points for each American they killed. And the Americans, the only way they got points was 1 point for each NVA killed. So the NVA got 26 points in that, and the Americans had, what, 22?
Yeah.
Yeah, so it is pretty close. But two of the NVA ended up making it to the sanctuaries.
One thing good, they have fake units, which is very good at faking out. You spend a whole impulse to shoot at somebody and find out it's fake. Because you only have most 3 to 5 turns. You have, if you have 5 impulses, that's 25 impulses, and you lose a few to fake soldier. Each one, every time you find fake soldier, it's like a wasted.
Yeah.
Because usually you have you're trying to decide, should I shoot here, here, or move here? Mm-hmm. And if you get a fake soldier, you just wasted that.
In this game, groups, which I guess you would call a unit, or a 2-edged sword. If you have a leader, you can stack additional forces with him and just put out 1 counter to represent the whole force. And when that force gets an activation, every unit in it that isn't pinned gets to go, which is the good part. However, the bad part is if you're firing into that unit, you fire at every single member of that unit. So if you have 1 unit firing at a unit of 5, he fires at the unit 5 times. Of course, they get 5 rolls against it too. But yeah, that's the 2-edged sword. So units can help you kill a lot of troops, but your units may get wiped out pretty quick though, because since every unit in it is getting attacked when it gets attacked.
Yeah. So I was about to say that for an introductory game, it probably did the job.
Yeah, I'd say it's good for an introductory game. They just shouldn't have had the stands in it. What was that other game that had stands in it? War of the Worlds from DVG had stands for the tripods. We actually, when we played it, we didn't use the stands in that one either, and we found that the game was better without the stands. So I don't know what this hard on some of these manufacturers get with these stupid stands. I mean, the counters are fine the way they are. They don't need a stand.
Maybe the manufacturers are giving away the stands.
Yeah, and I mean, since it's hidden movement and stuff in this, or hidden forces, I mean, when you just put them on the map, you just put your forces upside down so the enemy can't see what they are. So, yeah, I don't get where they're going with these stupid stands, but
yes. But I was thinking a veteran player would probably be bored by this one. And they probably have other skirmish game rules to cover the period that does the same thing. So.
Yeah, I've played a lot of games. I did have fun playing this one, even though it's a little bit on the simple side. It's actually not a bad game. Just get rid of the stands. I recommend it. Do you recommend it?
Yeah, I was thinking, as an introductory game, I think it does the job. For veterans, they might be bored depending on what their experience.
I think veterans, after they play 2 or 3 scenarios, then they're going to move on to something else, whereas a newbie will play, I think there's, 5 scenarios in there? Yeah. Don't quote me on that, but I think it was 5. They'll play all the scenarios and maybe even make up a few of their own.
Yeah.
So,
I mean, did they have this scenario where the American soldiers rescued the poor innocent peasants from the mean Viet Cong?
That they don't have.
Oh, forget it then. Got to have those kind of scenarios.
But the scenario we put together was pretty good, with the NBA coming in on columns on the trails, trying to exit to the safe areas.
Yeah, because I took a beating. But I think there's one unit of yours that got the beating.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, guys, we'll have a new review for you next week. Have a good evening.